Warning, the following video are for commentary purposes only. Fair use.
Okay, I'm black. What am I supposed to do now? So this is it, huh? Is this what you do all day? Sit there reading books that make you think better of yourself, huh? Black man can't get nowhere with his little pecan-sized mind, so now you can read. Now what? What you gonna do now? Oh, nothing, that's what I thought. You know why? 'Cause we both of us. And that's all we ever gonna be. That's all we ever gonna be.
Berean Scholar. Berean Scholar. Berean Scholar. Waking up the people of the Most High. Got the knowledge to destroy the lies. DNA history, open eyes. Walk into the darkness and turn on the lights. Wake up, 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 wake up.
Warning, there will be some images that may make some viewers uncomfortable.
Ask yourself the question, if you grow up, and growing up you see literally thousands of examples in cartoons, in movies, in books, and in real life of blacks being the victims of pain, and the victims of aggression, and also the perpetuators, what seeds does that plant? What we try to do in the entire museum is to re-emphasize that the pieces in here are caricatures. They are not real people. It's a distortion, it's a lie.
There is a connection between genetics and trauma. What we've discovered is trauma is information that can be stored at a genetic level and passed down through generations. 5 generations after the actual trauma actually happened, you can have post-traumatic symptoms still coming out in some of those people. And so that in itself is nothing more than a concept that is interesting. The reality is becoming aware and conscious of who you are and how you operate based on whatever those epigenetics are. There's been a disproportionate amount of my work that has been clearing ancestral stuff, especially the last probably year, unrealizing, because I've just thought it was all mine, and then about a year ago I started having some really interesting stuff happening, and I realized I was clearing stuff that wasn't mine, and I just found it super, super interesting.
After being kidnapped, raped, and held as an 18-year hostage, J.C. Lee Dugard was rescued. But rather than condemning her captor, she shockingly referred to him as a great guy.
On the surface, Dugard's behavior seems bizarre, but it's typical of a psychological phenomenon known as Stockholm Syndrome. Victims of Stockholm Syndrome develop compassion and loyalty towards their captors. The condition follows psychologically traumatizing situations like hostage situations and kidnappings.
My father's older than you, and he tells me stories about, how he grew up and he worked on a plantation. And he did say, he got along with,
I don't care, I was there.
He was there before you. He's older than you.
White people got along way better than they do today.
What?
Because the white people are sick of the black people. Everybody.
You said sick of dogs on them? What'd you say?
I said that white people and black people got along way better than they are today.
You said the water hoses?
I said that white people are sick of the blacks complaining.
You said the lynchings?
So what though?
The lynchings?
Did you know that there were, I think, something like 4,000 blacks who owned slaves?
4,000 blacks who owned slaves?
In Kentucky or one of those areas.
What source is that? No, what's your source?
One of my hosts talked about it the other day on the show. But you didn't know that.
No, what's the source?
All your little black supremacy book. You didn't look that up.
No, what source is that?
Let's do this. We'll
That's
get
a lie.
Put it up there.
You ever heard of the book by James Lowe, The Lies My History Teacher Told Me? That would be in it. That's a lie.
Why don't black people just kind of move on with their lives and stop this mess that they're into? If they're superior, why don't they somehow or another let their little superior stuff kick in and stop blaming and living in the past, which had nothing to do with them, by the way. Living in the past and blaming the whites and other. At what point will they say, you know what, we had enough complaining and being victims and talking about this mess. Let's show everybody what we can do. Why don't they forget about the past and live in the present?
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Well, the past affects the present.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Not if you don't live in it.
It's no way to get around it. It does.
Yes, there's a way to get around it.
The past is still in the present.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Only in your mind. Only.
No. In 2015, in Miami, Florida, they were shooting at, in a police department, they were shooting at black civilians' pictures, mugshots, at a police department.
When was this?
In 2015, in Miami, Florida. 2015?
What year is it now?
That's 8 years ago.
What year is it right now?
2023.
But what's the purpose of living in the past?
So yesterday is the past.
What's the purpose of living in yesterday?
You have to know your history in order for history not to repeat itself and to improve yourself.
That's not true.
That is true.
Knowing your history is what makes things worse. So if black people know their history, they've been talking about this mess for years, right? Knowing their history, why are they still repeating the same thing over and over again?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
They don't know their history. If you know the history that's in this book, they know the history that they want to teach. When we talk about systemic racism, do you know that in 2015...
You believe that racism exists?
Yes.
And what is racism?
I'll tell you. So racism is the unfair treatment of one group of people based on their race, or the belief that one group of people is inferior solely based off their race. So
you are racist for believing that black people are superior to others?
For saying that we have superior resilience.
Are you a racist for believing that black people are superior to all other races, you said?
No, I'm not racist.
But you just said that was racism.
No, I said solely based on race. Mine is not solely based on race.
So you believe...
Mine are based off black accomplishments and black oppression.
So racism is a belief that one race is superior to another, right?
Solely based on race.
But racism is according to you, a belief that one race is better than the other.
Solely based on race, correct.
And so, if white people think they're better because they do better than black people, they see that they're smarter, they're more innovative.
They're not smarter. They're not more innovative.
They're more or less to blame others and carry on.
No, they're not.
Does that make them superior to the blacks?
Nothing you said was true.
Does that make them superior,
no,
racist to the black because they do more?
They don't do more.
They do more.
What do you mean they do more?
They're keeping the country going while black people are chasing them, trying to get it and destroying it.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Destroying what?
Everything they touch.
I'm black. I don't destroy everything I touch.
You may be one black that don't, but most blacks do.
No, most blacks do what?
Destroy.
Prove that.
Who killed other blacks the most?
Blacks. And who kills other whites the most?
Who turned nice neighborhood?
No.
Who turned nice neighborhood? I'm giving you the proof.
But who kills other whites the most?
Neighborhoods
but that's intellectually dishonest. That's intellectually dishonest. Who turned nice
neighborhoods into hoods?
Bad people.
Now you change it.
No.
Who turned nice neighborhoods into hoods?
Hood people.
Who are those hood people?
Hoodlums.
I'm giving you a hint.
It's a skin color, but what's the hint there? Which people are those? You ever read the book by...
Are you a Democrat?
You ever read the book by Thomas Sowell, It's Black Rednecks, White Liberals? You ever read that book?
No.
So he talks about the white people that you're talking about with the skin color there. Thingy.
Are you a Democrat?
No.
Were you ever a Democrat?
Yes.
And you're You Republican now?
No.
And how do you vote?
I'm nonpartisan. I vote based off of knowledge, and I do my due diligence. I study to see which group, which person, which people will do the most for black people.
Did
right
you vote
now,
for the Great White Hope? How come?
Oh, man! So this is what I have to look forward to as a black man, huh? Just sitting around playing PlayStation all day, waiting for the next Madden to come out. Maybe I should go out and put rims and all kinds of goofy shit on my truck. Oh, we probably gonna die in a second now from one of these conditions and diseases that niggas get. You name it, diabetes, gout, high blood pressure, asthma, sickle cell.
Oh, Rucker, stop. This is all in your damn head. You're the exact same fool you were last week. You were black then, you're black now, and you're going to be black tomorrow. Ain't nothing wrong with being black. If you give it a chance, you might actually like it. Mm-hmm. Ruckus, what are we doing here?
Well, this is what niggas do, right? Buy sneakers. Then maybe later we'll buy loud stereos and berate women in rap lyrics.
I hate to ask this question because it's embarrassing. How many of you who are African Americans, how many of you know the African city and country from which your ancestors were born?
Not one hand went up.
Not one hand went up. I asked this question of 500 whites. How many of you know the city and country? I was teaching at a university, a white university, just outside Philadelphia. Every hand went up. They knew not only the country from which they came, not only the city, but the borough from which their ancestors came. Now, how come they know and none of you know? The reason is that these South Carolina and North Carolina plantation owners went to Germany to find out how they could control our fathers and mothers on the plantation, because they were getting out of hand. They were burning the houses down, they were killing white folks. They were doing everything negative about being in captivity. They were never slaves. They were prisoners of war. They were never slaves. They were prisoners of war. The war.
There will be some images that may make some viewers uncomfortable.
If you remember the movie Roots, the Kunta Kinte character was the last one to hold on to his name and to remember his past. They had to brutally break him.
Your name is Toby. You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
During this time, they would break a slave, and everyone had to watch. Man, woman, child. They need to know that if they transgress the law, the master's law, they will receive the same punishment or worse.
You die. Now, I know you understand me, and I want to hear it.
And today, people tell us, slavery happened a long time ago. Just get over it. That wasn't affecting you. You'd never been a slave.
Lord God, help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead.
What's your name? Say it. Toby. Who are you? Say your name. What's your name?
Toby.
Hi. Say it again. Say it louder so they all can hear you. What's your name?
Toby. My name is Toby.
Hi. That's a good nigger. Cut him down.
From the dawn of American history, racial stereotypes have played a significant role in shaping attitudes toward African Americans. But where did these stereotypes originate, and how do they still impact society today? If you haven't joined our inquisitive and passionate family yet, hit the subscribe button and mash the notification bell because you don't want to miss an update. From the moment enslaved Africans reached America, they brought in valuable folklore, songs, and dances. However, cultural treasures like tap dancing, the banjo, and Brer Rabbit were twisted to support slavery and Jim Crow. in examining 7 key stereotypes, will debunk myths and highlight how folktales countered prevailing narratives, celebrating the profound legacy of African American folklore. Let's dive in. First on our list, number 1, the Sambo. The Sambo stereotype portrays African Americans as simple-minded, docile individuals, often seen as the happy slave. White slave owners molded African American males into this image of a jolly, overgrown child, happy to serve his master. While Sambo was depicted as a perpetual child, the coon was an adult who acted childishly.
That boy's showing you how to fly right.
Brer Rabbit and High John the Conqueror are emblematic figures in African American folklore. Brer Rabbit is a trickster, celebrated for their cunning and wit in outsmarting oppressive forces. Rather than resorting to brute force, they deftly navigated challenges, using their intelligence to turn situations to their advantage. Which leads us to this question: was Stippin Fetchit subverting expectations like Brer Rabbit so he could become a millionaire? Or was he a victim of a broken system? What do you think about this? Please share your thoughts and comment below. By the 1900s, Sambo was identified with older, docile black people who accepted Jim Crow laws and etiquette, whereas coons were increasingly identified with the young, urban black people. Essentially, a coon, short for raccoon, was a Sambo who had gone bad. Do you see traces of the Sambo or coon in modern entertainment? Let us know in the comment section. Next up, number 2, Jim Crow. Jim Crow was a theatrical stereotype portraying African Americans as buffoons. White performers would darken their faces and exaggerate features to entertain audiences. Minstrel shows were the first American-made form of entertainment, predating even Broadway. These shows featured white performers in blackface, caricaturing African Americans, depicting black people as lazy, ignorant, and superstitious. And guess what? They were insanely popular, not just in America, but internationally. Minstrelsy left its mark on vaudeville, early film, and even modern music and comedy. The term Jim Crow originated as a minstrel character.
Wheel about and turn about and do just so. Every time I wheel about I jump Jim Crow.
The character they portrayed was named Jim Crow, a city dandy, which was a counterpart to the southern plantation darky known as Sambo. The name Jim Crow was popularized by performer T.D. Rice, who was inspired by an old crippled black man he saw dancing in the street. This dance, a shuffle where the feet never left the ground, was an adaptation by African Americans to a law that prohibited them from dancing. When Rice performed this dance in 1830, it became an instant sensation, leading to widespread performances of the Jim Crow by white actors across the North. This caricature, Jim Crow, became a powerful and enduring image of the black man, especially in regions where many had never interacted with African Americans. The portrayal perpetuated harmful stereotypes, suggesting that African Americans were buffoons, which had a lasting impact. Even today, the legacy of this character is evident in the controversial practice of blackface, a painful reminder of racial prejudices and stereotypes. Number 3, the brute caricature has historically portrayed black men as inherently savage, animalistic, and criminal, deserving of punishment or even death. Movies like Birth of a Nation portrayed African Americans as savages that needed to be tamed. This image painted black men as terrifying predators, especially targeting white women, and was used to justify heinous acts like lynching. This stereotype gained traction post-emancipation. Keep watching to hear more about how independent film has been able to challenge Hollywood's stereotypes. And make sure to mash the subscribe button for more videos like this. Look at this magazine cover. It's LeBron James and Gisele Bündchen on the cover of Vogue. The first time Vogue would feature an African-American man on their cover. It stirred controversy because the image reminded many of King Kong, a film whose original 1933 release had racial undertones. But was the controversy overblown? Some pointed out that the image was actually inspired by this World War I propaganda image, which depicted Germans as brutish guerrillas holding Lady Liberty. While the World War I propaganda image uses the word brute, what do you think? Was this controversy overblown, or given the historical context of the brute stereotype, was it too far? Let us know what you think in the comment section. Over time, the term brute has evolved, with the modern-day term thug often being used in media and societal discourse, carrying with it similar negative connotations and stereotypes. The Mammy. The Mammy is an image of a large, independent African-American woman, often seen serving white families. Hattie McDaniel's role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind showcased her talent. As African-Americans replaced white blackface performers, actors were able to push back on racial tropes of the time. Hattie McDaniel refused to say the N-word on screen, although the word was written in the shooting script and throughout the original book of Gone with the Wind. Other actors would follow. In addition, the Pittsburgh Courier, an African-American newspaper, pressured the producer of Gone with the Wind not to include the hate word in the movie. That Octavia Spencer would join this exclusive list, winning the same award for her portrayal in The Help, a role that sparked discussions about typecasting and the portrayal of black women in Hollywood.
After I did The Help, I was all excited about the possibilities that were to come. And 90% of the roles, like, we have this great role for you, and it was a maid. And we have this wonderful role, DA, it was a maid.
For some of these actors, winning an Oscar didn't give them more diverse roles to play. Many, like Octavia Spencer, began producing films that gave them the roles they wanted to play. An example of artists taking their careers into their own hands. Another stereotype closely related to the Mammy is Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima is associated with domestic work, especially cooking. The Aunt Jemima brand, which used this stereotype to sell products, became a fixed image associating African-American women with domestic work. Nancy Green, a name perhaps unfamiliar to many, was the original face behind the Aunt Jemima trademark. Born into slavery, Green moved to Chicago and became a living embodiment of the Mammy character, first at the 1893 World's Fair and later with a lifelong contract for the Pancake Company. Beyond the commercial image, Green was a philanthropist and ministry leader. The recent rebranding of Aunt Jemima products shows a move away from the stereotype, with efforts now underway to commemorate her true legacy as the character she portrayed begins to fade. The magical Negro trope, a term that has been deeply embedded in literature and film, is a portrayal of African-American characters who possess mystical abilities, primarily to aid white protagonists. This trope, while seemingly positive on the surface, is rooted in racial stereotypes and often neglects the depth, agency, and needs of the black characters themselves. The origins of this trope can be traced back to the way African-American folktales were appropriated and repurposed to cater to white audiences. One of the earliest and most prominent examples is the character of Uncle Remus in Joel Chandler Harris's Tales and Disney's Song of the South adaptation. Uncle Remus, a storyteller, uses folktales to guide and assist the white characters, while his own needs and desires remain secondary or entirely unaddressed. This pattern of using black characters as tools for white character development is evident in various works. For instance, the 1852 play adaptation of Uncle Tom's Cabin presents Uncle Tom as a moral slave who, despite enduring immense suffering, consistently forgives and serves his white masters. His portrayal is deeply influenced by Christian sentimentality, positioning him as a saintly figure who prioritizes the needs of white characters over his own. Such portrayals, while seemingly elevating black characters, actually perpetuate harmful stereotypes and deny them agency and depth. The trope continues to manifest in modern films. In The Green Mile, John Coffey, a black man with magical abilities, is portrayed as a gentle giant who uses his powers to aid white characters, even at the cost of his own life. Similarly, in the film Ghost, Oda Mae Brown, a spiritual advisor, serves as a medium to help the white protagonists, further reinforcing the trope.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
What are you talking about?
I know the man who killed me.
He knows the man who killed.
It's important to understand the black experience beyond the confines of this trope. While the magical Negro trope may seem like a positive representation on the surface, it is essential to delve deeper and understand its historical and cultural implications. True representation means portraying characters with depth, agency, and authenticity, moving beyond stereotypes and acknowledging the rich tapestry of experiences that define the African American community. Did you know Splash Mountain was based on slave narratives? Disney's 1941 movie, Song of the South, is a Disney version of the Uncle Remus tales by Joel Chandler Harris. Although Brer Rabbit existed in African American folk tales for centuries before Joel Chandler Harris published his 1880 series, Joel Chandler Harris created Uncle Remus, inspired by Uncle Tom. Before Brer Rabbit stories were retold with Uncle Remus and Disney, these tales were about enslaved communities outsmarting the plantation system, using their wits instead of brute force. In 1989, Disney released a ride in Disneyland called Splash Mountain, based on these Brer Rabbit tales and Song of the South. Please leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Number 6. A more confrontational stereotype is the sapphire. The sapphire stereotype portrays black women as strong-willed, sassy, and domineering, often at the expense of black men. This stereotype gained significant traction with the character Sapphire from the radio and television show Amos and Andy. Sapphire, Kingfisher's wife, was depicted as a nagging, loud, and aggressive woman, reinforcing the stereotype. Shows like Sanford and Son, with characters like Aunt Esther, who was often in conflict with the main character, Fred Sanford, have also perpetuated this stereotype.
Who cares? If you leave and I'm going with you, honey, because your father's getting on my nerves.
Such portrayals have contributed to the broader societal perception of black women as perpetually angry or confrontational. The trope has persisted over the years, with the angry black woman label being a modern manifestation, overshadowing the diverse experiences and personalities of black women in reality. In the independent spirit of Oscar Micheaux, independent filmmakers are able to challenge stereotypes and push representation a step forward, even if Hollywood lags behind. Filmmakers like Spike Lee and Robert Townsend would use satire to comment on Hollywood's troublesome tropes. Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle and Spike Lee's Bamboozled held a mirror to the challenges Hollywood faces in representing authentic African American stories. Spike Lee's Bamboozled is a scathing satire that delves into the perpetuation of racial stereotypes in media. The film follows TV producer Pierre Delacroix as he creates a modern-day blackface variety show as a subversive attempt to highlight the racism in the entertainment industry. But the show becomes a massive hit, revealing the deeply ingrained prejudices of the audience. Lee's film serves as a powerful commentary on the minstrel shows of the past to the modern media portrayals. The film's raw portrayal of blackface and its historical implications, combined with its critique of the entertainment industry's complicity in perpetuating these stereotypes, makes it a poignant reflection on the state of race relations in America. Bamboozled was released over 2 decades ago. Do its themes resonate with us today? Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Lastly, the Jezebel. The Jezebel stereotype portrays African American women as promiscuous and seductive. Dorothy Dandridge's portrayal of Carmen in Carmen Jones was a double-edged sword. While the film catapulted her to global fame, her character, Carmen, embodied many stereotypes, including the Jezebel trope, which paints black women as seductive temptresses. This portrayal, while groundbreaking in its time, also tied Dandridge to the Jezebel archetype.
I suggest that while you're on this ship, you wear something a little less revealing.
Does it bother the captain?
In the Bible, Jezebel was the notorious wife of King Ahab of Israel. She was known for promoting the worship of false gods, leading Israel into idolatry. Her actions and influence were so profound that her name became synonymous with wickedness and deceit. Jezebel has evolved from its biblical origins to become a stereotype used to label and demean women, painting them as seductive temptresses, much like how Dorothy Dandridge's role in Carmen Jones was perceived. Dorothy Dandridge was disappointed with her typecasting. She stated, "America was not geared to make me into a Liz Taylor, a Monroe, a Gardner. My sex symbolism was as a wanton, a prostitute, not as a woman seeking love and a husband, the same as other women." Dorothy Dandridge would be the first African-American woman nominated for Best Actress for her role in Carmen Jones. 47 years later, Halle Berry would be the first and only black woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress for her performance in Monsters Ball. A role that many people would highlight required her to engage in a sexual relationship with a racist white man in the film, recalling the dynamics of the Jezebel stereotype. This demonstrates again that black actors, even in modern times, still are navigating these tropes in the roles they portray. Interestingly, Halle Berry portrayed Dorothy Dandridge in the HBO film, introducing Dorothy Dandridge 3 years before Monsters Ball. The script to introduce Dorothy Dandridge was written by Shonda Rhimes, the creator of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. Fast forward to modern times, the term Jezebel has been weaponized against powerful black women, including Vice President Kamala Harris, who was derogatorily labeled as such by some critics, revealing the dangerous persistence of this trope in contemporary discourse. While these stereotypes may have started on...
These stereotypes are portrayed through Hollywood, movies, and social media all over the world. Today, some of these stereotypes are amplified. Before anybody get to know who you are, they make an opinion of who you are based on these stereotypes.
Their echoes can still be seen in today's society. By understanding their origins and impact, we can work towards a more inclusive and understanding future.
What's something that movies get wrong that drives you crazy, but other people don't care about at all? Here's mine.
And so it has gotten to a point where the whiteness of Jesus has become more important than the God essence of Jesus in the flesh. And the psychology was, you take our religion and here is our God. This white man right here.
But the truth is, we had white Jesus in my house.
You had white Jesus?
White Jesus. I remember my brother brought home a black Jesus. My mother made him carry that back outside because she thought it was being disrespectful. You understand? But that's fear of being who you are.
The only people who don't do that, who don't make their God look like them, are black people. I'm not aware of any other group of people who go so far outside or in opposition to who they are and what they look like. But we swallowed this image wholesale. Certainly we've been brainwashed into thinking that we cannot be capable of divinity, that we can't be capable of redemption or of being a conduit. We have been conditioned to believe ourselves to be lesser because we cannot identify that image. That image is very important. But if you go there today, nobody looks like that. And that was a time that was pre-Arab. So, I mean, even more, he probably would have looked North African or Ethiopian. They took with them this image of a Savior. And then that Savior got given to us, and we didn't have any trouble swallowing.
I'm pretty new to religion, so I've been looking at things. I always thought he was black. I really did. So I told my buddy who has been in religion his entire life, super Christian, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, he was always kind of more black than white. And I was like, maybe he just doesn't get it. Like, if Jesus is black and David and, you know, all the other people are black, and black people have been enslaved by the white people for the last 200 years, and we've been lying to them about Jesus is black, not white. We completely lied about it and then enslaved them. Black people are gonna be pretty pissed. Rightfully so. I would be mad too. So, what happens next? I mean, who lied? Who whitened or lightened up the pictures of Jesus and spread them all over the world to spread white propaganda? Who did that? I mean, I don't know, because I'm new to religion. I mean, my guess is the Vatican. Did the Vatican do it? Like, you tell me, who spread this white propaganda? If it's not real, are black people going to be upset? I think so. Rightfully so. They should have their place back. And whoever enslaved the black people should be held accountable. Liar, liar, pants on fire. This year has been so crazy so far. And it's just getting started.
Sorry.
It's a joke.
What do you think about this topic? Remember to be a Berean scholar, as it is written in the book of Acts 17 verses 11 to 12. Now the Bereans were more noble-minded than the Thessalonians, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if these teachings were true. It's time to deepen your understanding and see your reflection within the sacred pages. Please click subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay up to date with the Berean Scholar channel.